Big news! Tottenham Hotspur have genuine interest in signing £300,000 per week forward. Welcome back to Tottenham News Today channel. Jack Grealish's valuation and ongoing role at Man City are being assessed, and the club are expecting suitors to knock at the door this summer, with Tottenham among those most interested parties. GIVEMESPORT sources have been informed. This is going to be City's biggest test in terms of their faith in the player since his £100 million transfer from Aston Villa, with the England star struggling in recent seasons for consistency. Pep Guardiola has tried his best to stick by Grealish and give him opportunities this season, but the player regularly finds himself on the bench and does not seem to be the key player he was once seen as. However, any exit would still depend on how much they could get for him. Spurs eyeing Grealish. So far, the heavy spend on him means City have been willing to wait for him to come good again. The club splashed £100 million to sign him from Aston Villa, and he is currently earning around £300,000 per week at the Etihad Stadium, meaning they would need someone to make a big investment to prize him away. But Tottenham are being linked with a surprise move this summer, and explorations into that have been interesting. Despite interest in the January transfer window, there was never a real chance of them signing him then. But GIVEMESPORT sources can reveal that some at the club would genuinely be keen to sign him this summer if City's valuation was more reasonable than it has been over the last year. Tottenham's wage structure means that their star players do not earn more than £200,000 a week, and that would put him in line with their top earners like Heung-min Son. There is some concern over the future of the South Korean star and captain, with GIVEMESPORT sources revealing there is a belief this may be the perfect summer for him to move on. That could free up some funds for a deal, while also making space for him on the left wing in the squad. There is also early interest from AC Milan in Grealish, but it is thought that them progressing that interest into something more concrete is dependent on who they can sell first during the transfer window. Reports suggest that Tottenham Hotspur have eyes on one Bayer Leverkusen centre-back amidst uncertainty around Cristian Romano. However, a transfer is very unlikely due to two major hurdles. Tottenham are reportedly preparing for Romano's potential exit, with Atletico Madrid said to be leading the chase for the World Cup winner. Meanwhile, Spurs fans are divided on Romano's transfer situation. Some believe selling Romano would be a step backwards, weakening the squad yet again, while others feel the club should cash in and reinvest in their defence. With speculation heating up, attention has turned to Bayer Leverkusen's Edmund Tapsoba, a player Tottenham previously tried to sign. According to TBR Football, Tottenham remain keen on Edmund Tapsoba, but their pursuit isn't without challenges, as the Lilywhites are set to face two obstacles. According to the outlet, the first major hurdle is Leverkusen's reluctance to lose too many defenders in one window. With Jonathan Tah and Piero Hincapié both linked with moves away, the Bundesliga champions won't be eager to offload all three of their defenders. Of course, of the trio, Tapsoba appears the least likely to be sold. The second issue is competition. TBR Football has stated that several Premier League clubs, including Brighton, Newcastle and Chelsea, are monitoring the 26-year-old, while European heavyweights Atletico Madrid and RB Leipzig are also in the mix. If Leverkusen were to make him available, Spurs could find themselves in a fierce bidding war. Leverkusen reportedly value Tapsoba at around £46 million, a fee that wouldn't be beyond Tottenham's reach. The club showed their financial muscle in January, with Spurs putting in a £65 million bid for Marc Guéhi, which Crystal Palace rejected. That failed pursuit suggests Spurs are willing to invest in their backline, but whether they return for Guéhi or push for Tapsoba remains to be seen. Right now, a new centre-back may not be at the top of the agenda, but if Cristian Romano does leave, it becomes an immediate priority for Tottenham. Spurs can't afford to weaken their defensive core without a clear plan in place. Tottenham Hotspur reportedly have to break their transfer record to sign Antoine Semenyo this summer, a winger who Ange Postecoglou is thought to be keen on bringing to North London. It thus comes as no surprise to hear that the Lilywhites are already looking at options to reinforce their wide areas this summer, and it has been widely reported over recent months that one Bournemouth man has caught their eye. Tottenham have allegedly earmarked Semenyo as a top target for the summer window, and the club have just learned how much they will have to pay for the winger. A fresh report in a news reveals that the Cherries are expected to demand top dollar if any club come calling for the Ghana international this season. The outlet focuses on Newcastle's interest in the wide man, naming Semenyo as one of 4 options on the Magpies' wish list ahead of the summer. However, it is explained that the South Coast club value the 25-year-old at £70 million, and they are well protected given that the winger's contract at the Vitality Stadium runs until 2029. That means that in order to sign Semenyo, Tottenham would have to break their transfer record for the 2nd season running after doing so last summer to sign another player from Bournemouth, Dominic Solanke. There is no doubt that Semenyo is going to attract a lot of interest this summer, but there is one way Spurs could potentially move to the front of the queue. It has been widely reported over recent weeks that Andoni Iraola is Tottenham's top target to replace Ange Postecoglou this summer. If Spurs are able to get Iraola through the door, the Spaniard may be able to convince Semenyo to follow him to North London. Despite Southampton's hefty Tyler Dibbling valuation, new reports suggest Tottenham Hotspur are leading the race to sign the highly rated youngster. It was recently reported that Southampton have set a staggering £100 million valuation on Dibbling, a figure that left many questioning their reasoning. Given the winger's limited top-flight experience, it's no surprise that the price tag has been met with scepticism, particularly from Spurs fans, who see Southampton's Dibbling valuation as excessive. While some believe Southampton are simply trying to fend off interest, others argue that it's an unrealistic demand that won't hold up in the market. However, despite this, fresh reports now indicate that Tottenham are pushing ahead in their pursuit of the talented 19-year-old. According to Football Insider, Spurs have now moved swiftly to gain an advantage over rival clubs, having already held preliminary talks over a potential move for Tyler Dibbling. Fabrizio Romano says Tottenham see Dibbling as their top transfer target heading into the summer. The 19-year-old has also attracted interest from Manchester United, Liverpool and several Bundesliga clubs. But it is Tottenham who are reportedly leading the chase. It has also been reported that Southampton's £100 million price tag is viewed as an attempt to deter interest rather than a genuine valuation. But with the winger rejecting a new contract at St Mary S, the expectation is that he will leave for a lower fee. With Southampton facing the real possibility of Championship football next season, their negotiating power is weakening. The club may struggle to justify their valuation, especially if they fail to secure top-flight status. That said, the Saints have no intention of allowing their best young players to leave on the cheap. Reports suggest they remain firm on receiving a significant fee should they be forced to sell. Dibbling's contract runs until 2027, making this summer the club's best opportunity to cash in while his stock remains high. That wraps up today's update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop with all things Tottenham, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for our latest content. Be sure to give this video a like and share it with fellow Spurs supporters. Let's grow the Tottenham News Today community together. Thanks for tuning in. And as ever, come on you Spurs.